This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning.
Rise and smile.
Nova.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, live from the Lower Town Hall for their annual Comedy Festival show.
Melbourne International Comedy Festival, March 30 to April 24. On sale now. Tickets and info at comedyfestival.com.au.
Yes. It's already 7 o'clock. We've done an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage, Sam Pang.
Thank you very much. Wonderful to be here. Thanks for coming out.
My guy sounds like he's had a hit of helium.
Oh.
That's his excited voice.
May have.
Oh, a microphone at work.
Oh, that's right, the golden microphone.
What a good idea.
Thank you.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Make up for missed holidays with whatif.com this Easter.
Ocean view apartment for me, water park for the kids. Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
It's the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, live from the Town Hall. And here's our next comedian.
It's Tom Gleeson. He's a guy with red hair who's a comedian.
Yes.
It's Tom, and baby, he can turn you on.
Wow.
4-time Gold Logie winner, Tom Gleeson.
Yes, finally you've got a genuine star on this show, so
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. I heard you applaud before when I was announced as coming up and you gave me bugger all, and that is an outrage because I'm the highest profile guest this morning. What is wrong with you people? No, the listeners aren't plugged into anything. You don't know what's going on in the world. I'm a massive star. I deserve more than that. It was an hour's drive. It was a 1-hour drive for me. Oh, anyway.
It is a long
Are you
way.
awake yet? Are you awake? Sorry about that, guys. It's just,
Easy.
Sorry, Chris.
He struggles in front of a live audience, this man. How are you, mate? How was the flood relief gigs?
Oh, I did one on Monday night, but the weird thing was a flood was starting during the flood relief gig. I did this up north, and it was tricky. And during the show, the power cut out to the whole venue. This is up in Tweed Heads. And the emergency generator clicked in straight away. And I was really impressed. I said to the guy who ran the venue, I said, that is amazing. Like all the power went off and then the emergency generator went straight on. And he said, oh, don't get too impressed. That's just to keep the pokies running. Got to keep those pokies going, keep the money flooding in during the flood.
I remember I was in the 2017 floods up there because we used to live near Tweed Heads, Tom, and my father-in-law was looking after our place, and he had the foresight to move we had the big shed down by the creek. He had the foresight to move the generator down into the barn beside the creek just in case we get flooded. The problem was the generator got flooded as well and we had no power.
Oh, yeah, but it wouldn't have overheated, though, because it would have got cooled down by the floodwaters.
Hey, you've been travelling, so were you in Canberra recently?
Yeah, I did some shows in Canberra. That was very exciting. That's how I kicked off the Hard Quiz Live tour in Canberra. And there was still some dregs from the Canberra convoy there, you know, the freedom fighters. They were still there.
Yeah.
And it was great to see them because they were in Canberra complaining about state government laws. Parliament wasn't sitting. They were yelling at an empty Parliament House. It was an absolute treat to watch. But they've got to accept they've been beaten, don't they? 95% vaccination rate. They've lost, haven't they?
It's too close to call, I would have thought.
That's
It's anyone's game.
Yeah. But I'm saying, you know, like Prime Minister, it's going to be chosen soon. What's a landslide majority? 51-49?
I would take that if I was a pro. Yeah, I'd take that. That gets you in.
Yeah, well, I'm saying they haven't won. And they said, you know what they said during the Canberra convoy? 1 million people are going to turn up. Do you know how many people live in Canberra? 380,000. Even if everyone walked out the front door, they would have been 600,000 shy of the mark. But I shouldn't be surprised that anti-vaxxers struggle with maths.
Tommy, can you tell us what your take on that Oscars thing, the Will Smith thing?
Oh, the Will Smith thing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm uniquely positioned to comment because I do perform at awards shows where I make jokes about people and I suffer from hair loss. So it's a very vexed issue for me. But the answer is Will Smith was wrong. You've got to be able to take a joke, and you can't hit anyone for that. And also, during the Logies, when I won the Gold Logie, Amanda Keller was upset, but at least she had the class to slap me after the telecast.
Yes, that's true.
She
That
waited
is
until the
absolutely
TV cameras
true.
were finished, and then she belted me around the chops, and she kicked me in the nuts. But she's all class. There were no cameras rolling, and it's never been commented on publicly.
And did she issue an apology the next day saying that she's a work in progress? That excuses it all. Hey, go see Tom Gleeson, Hard Quiz Live, here at the Melbourne Town Hall from tomorrow night. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Come and watch a genuine star.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie live from the Town Hall. It's the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Now, this guy.
Adam Rozenbachs. You can see Adam's show No You Calm Down at the Coopers Inn on Exhibition Street from April 12. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au, of course. Here's Adam.
Here's Rosie. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you all.
It's very exciting that there doesn't seem to be another lockdown looming.
No, it's great. But you know what? I actually do miss the lockdowns. I never thought I'd say that, but you know what I miss? I miss lockdown traffic.
Oh, yes.
How good was that? You could drive from Laverton to Dandenong in 7 minutes. And I don't even know anyone in either of those suburbs, but you could do it.
Do you reckon there's a few regrets? All the people that decide to, we're going to sell up in the city and we're just going to live down at down the peninsula. It's an easy drive.
Yeah,
it's 40 minutes, 10 minutes. Now it's about a 2.5 hour commute.
Because I reckon people even in the Middle Ages would have still had the same similar complaints. You know, during the Black Death, they're like, oh, how good is it? You can drive your horse and cart across Europe in 2 days, you know? And people are like, oh, you're going to the public hangings on Friday? You're like, oh, I wouldn't have thought so, mate. That's got super spreader event written all over it.
I knew that I missed lockdown a little bit when I got stuck in traffic. It took me 1.5 hours, 90 minutes from Coburg to Hawthorne.
Oh, that hurts.
90 minutes.
That hurts.
Brutal.
And I heard Tom Gleeson saying that it took him an hour to get in here this morning. It didn't take me as long because I use those e-scooters, which are all around the city.
Oh, yeah.
And they're so convenient, aren't they? There's just so easily to manoeuvre them into the Yarra. I reckon they're great.
They're better than the O-bike, aren't they? They're just lighter, easier to throw.
Easier to throw.
Yeah.
Do they sink quicker?
They do.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. And they make a lot of sparks and stuff. It's really cool. But you just got to remember to tap out of it before it's not still attached to your credit card.
Yes, of course.
Take a photo of it not in the water.
No.
Before you put it in.
Yeah.
What's going? So you're an inner city. I hear this. You're an inner city.
I am.
Suburbanite.
I am in the city. Now, the one thing that happens in the inner city, now, I want to bring back segregation, okay? Now work with me here, okay? So basically, what I mean by that, right, I live in the inner city, I live in North Fitzroy. Now, I don't have any kids because I enjoy being happy, but...
Smart man.
But I actually...
Mate, that's a touchy subject, very Rosie.
What's wrong, Brownie?
Raw
You wanna
nerve,
talk about
mate.
it?
3 kids is what's wrong.
Yeah.
And an unhappy wife. Anyway...
Now,
are the mics on?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
do you take your children to the pub?
I've done that before. Yeah, lemon squash, that's all right.
No, see,
Under
I want
supervision.
That's where my segregation is. I want room because kids at the pub do my head in, right? Because I'm single, I don't want kids at the pub. Like, I don't go to childcare with a slab, right? Anymore, and it's just like. I don't want them there, so that's the segregation that I want. You know what else is happening a lot? Dogs in pubs. I don't like dogs in pubs.
It's a no-go.
Why not?
Well, I just don't think the only dog that should be in a pub is a greyhound so I can go watch its mates at the TAB. I don't like that. The other thing I want to segregate is now that, because it's, we can go to the beach pretty much all year round because of global warming, is those Bluetooth speakers everywhere. Every park you go to, every beach you go to, everyone wants a Bluetooth speaker. And I think they should do background checks on anyone who buys a Bluetooth speaker. So they're like, what are you going to listen to? And you're like, oh, Maroon 5. They go, no, mate, you're not having it. You're banned.
Decline.
Yes.
Pretty sure Maroon 5's doing a red room at the end of the year, but that's fine. Hey, Swanee, I've just got a... Brownie's words were, we're burying the lead.
Yes,
Okay.
that is
Oh,
true.
yeah,
Because
sorry, I forgot about this.
It's Wednesday, and on what, Sunday?
Sunday after.
Sunday,
Sunday
Brownie, you're
evening.
going on Rosie's podcast, Junk Time.
Yeah, so I have a football podcast, and this Sunday we have from 4 p.m. at the European Beer Cafe, we've got the triple premiership player, Jonathan Brown.
Thank you.
And...
I need to say thank
Sorry,
you.
I've
Can you get tickets from the website, comedyfestival.com.au?
Trybooking.com.
Okay, so try booking for those ones.
Yes.
Who else is on the
You
bill?
and Michael Chamberlain's podcast.
Yes, and Lawrence Mooney and Western Bulldogs coach Luke Beveridge is going to
Wow.
be joining us
Oh,
as well.
wow.
What
So-
could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, there's nothing to talk to Bevo about, so it'll be great.
Go see that podcast, hit up Try Booking for tickets,
Yes.
and thank you so much for coming in. You are
Absolute
just one
pleasure.
of our favourites. See Adam's show, No You Calm Down, at the Coopers Inn on Exhibition Street from April 12. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au. Keep the applause coming.
Thanks, Rosie.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
We're so lucky to do this every year. It's the Melbourne International Comedy Festival live show from the Town Hall. If you're in, near, around the city, drop by because someone wins a grand every half an hour too. But now...
The fourth microphone is in use and everybody's getting loose. I say, Denise Scott is here. She's in the studio.
It is Denise Scott. I want to take my clothes off.
The one woman that can make Sam Payne giddy. It's Denise Scott.
Very excited.
I
to see
know.
you.
I know you are. And put your clothes back on, Sam. Don't be ridiculous.
You know. Obviously, we've been given some talking points. I mean, they don't trust us to just actually chat to you. But
No.
I'm laughing because the first point here. Do you know what it says?
Yes, I do, because I gave it. Who else do you think does the work
No, why are you
around
so
here?
upset? We're
Please
just here having
read
a kind
it.
of good
Please
time.
read it as it appears on the sheet.
Denise thinks she has had a stroke.
That is completely wrong. I didn't write that. I said other people think I've had a stroke. And this is, well, because I went on, Judith, Lucy and I, doing a show together, and I'll get on to that in a minute because we haven't been in the same room for a while. That's another story. But, we did an interview together on ABC News Breakfast because that's where we belong. And we were on ABC TV. And afterwards, of course, I go on Twitter. Of course I do, to check. And this woman has said, "What's with Denise Scott's droopy left eye?" Well, I didn't know I had a droopy left eye until that moment.
It doesn't look droopy to me.
Thank you, Chrissy.
At all.
But you're
She's just
possibly
saying that.
blind. Of course she's just saying that.
Sorry.
She's a good host.
Sorry.
Of course she's saying that. She's not going to go, I was going to ask the same question.
like the-
What is going on with your droopy left
You're
eye?
like the female Columbo. I don't know where you're looking at all, by the way. I've got no idea. I'm over here, by the way.
Just one more thing.
Anyway, so then someone comments and says, "Well, I'm a nurse. I think she might have had a stroke." and then the next comment is, "It looks to me like she could have had a series of mini strokes and doesn't know." And
doesn't know.
And then a third person comes on and goes, "I'm going for Bell's palsy."
They're playing bingo at home, are they?
Meanwhile,
Scotty.
I had no idea. Anyway, but you know how those things you laugh them off? Well, Sam, you're laughing. And so I thought, well, I will go to the doctor and have it checked out. Well, guess what it is? No, don't. Actually, don't guess.
Are you tired?
It's just dry eye. And I thought, is there
Stink
a
eye.
part of my body that could not be dry? Is there a part of my body that could have just been left to its own natural devices?
Juices.
Yes, please.
Graham?
God, now it's my eyes. Anyway, it's better than... Look at you, you've gone all purse-lipped, Sam.
I was just wondering.
Slips pain.
I'm wondering if Brownie ever missed a game with dry eye. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that? I've never heard of that
Haven't
condition.
you? I think young people get it too. Is anyone in the
I think
crowd?
young people get chlamydia of the eye, don't they?
What?
What are you talking about,
Isn't that what happens, Dana?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Does it?
Isn't that koalas or
I
something?
think
Yes.
it's koalas.
Yes, it is.
Look, anyway, koalas and me.
Yeah.
They've got chlamydia. Anyway, please, is there any... Look, can I just jump in here? Because I am feeling nervous.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that Judith, Lucy and I, who are doing show together...
Yes, which involves here.
yeah.
It features
Singing.
singing, dancing, acting, and props.
Isn't that incredible? And
Incredible.
we don't know how to sing, dance, or act. And we've put all that in our show because we think, bugger it, why not?
Do something, feel the fear
I'm
and do it anyway.
66, I've got dry eye, if not Bell's palsy. I may as well go and do whatever I haven't done yet in my life.
Correct.
You've done Dancing
Before
with the
I carve
Stars. You've done Dancing with the Stars,
You
though.
mention that every time, Brownie. You want to put...
Why-
you've
why-
done Dancing with the
why
Stars.
don't you lean
know
back on
how-
that?
Yeah, why don't I? It was one of the most humiliating experiences.
It
of my life,
it wasn't great to watch either, by the way. Did you go out first? You know, because
No, I did not go out first.
I just thought
went
you
out
did.
second. I went out second,
Who went
and
out?
you know
Curly
the
Ambrose
story.
went out first, didn't he? Who went first?
No, Curly stayed in because he's a cricketer.
Oh.
You know, apparently that means you can dance. Well, it doesn't, but anyway.
Well, you're attacking Curly Ambrose, by the way.
I know. I know. But anyway, I was going to say that you've got Judith and I separate, and I don't know if Judith requested that we be interviewed separately, but all I'm going to say is there was an incident. This is just a little bit of, it's
backstory.
An incident happened in Adelaide that has caused a rift, and I think she'll probably give her side of the story. That's all I'm going to say.
You're not going to
I'm gonna
give
leave it with
yours?
that. This is a hook. See what I'm doing here?
Yeah, I
It's a
can see what
showbiz
you're doing.
hook.
You're not doing it well, by
Showbiz hook, like, oh, what did Judith do? Have they really got a rift?
Now,
Scotty, this is interesting. Now people are going.
You may
Geez,
remember.
we've got to go see that show. Shut up, Chris.
No one's switching off now.
No. That's just what's happened.
They want to see a full bitch fight between Denise Scott and Judith Lucy.
Yes.
What about the props?
The props are extraordinary in the show. Funny you should mention that. No, they are. I'm just trying to think what they are. But with all that's going on with my eye, my memory's gone.
Don't give away too much. Don't give away too much.
This.
Make people get tickets to your show. Catch Denise's show with Judith Lucy. Still here. It's a miracle, people.
I crocheted props.
Oh, my God.
Chrissy.
Go and see the crocheted props at the Arts Centre from tomorrow night. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au. Thank you so much, Denise Scott.
Denise Scott.
Hands together.
Coming up,
What a woman.
Dave O'Neill, Ursula Carlson.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Becky Lucas. You may have seen her in the Don't Forget Your Locals campaign for Bundy Rum. Or if you're at the OB, you can see her directly in front of you. If you're not at the OB, you can see her live with a show So Funny, which kicks off at the Victoria Hotel on Little Collins Street from tomorrow night. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au. Here's Becky.
We love the cut of her jib. Welcome to the show, Becky Lucas.
Thanks.
I was in the audience last night at Nova's One Night Stand, a little gala that we held in this very room, and you were brilliant.
Thank you, Chrissy. I didn't feel brilliant, but
no, I could see that. I could see that.
Well, I hadn't done much stand up. Like, it's kind of been hard, but I'm back.
The reason I knew you weren't 100% enjoying yourself was you actually said, "Yeah, I've got to get used to this again," out loud. In front of everyone.
Well,
you're like, oh no, that's right, I'm in Melbourne, I've got to remember.
Yeah, I like to be honest.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
B-grade material last night?
Yeah.
Kept the good stuff for the comedy show?
I was going for chuckles, not laughs.
Yeah, nice. Fair enough.
My mail was, she was BAG last night.
Really?
Best performer in the stadium.
Whoa.
How many comedians did we have?
I don't know how official any of those rankings are, by the way.
I'm still trying to drum up competition between us.
We had about 8 comedians. No, I heard on the way in you're fantastic.
Swanee, you saw her last night. I saw you on the McCain's ad last night. That's
one of my crowning achievements.
Well, there's McCain's, there's Bundy.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm more proud of my McCain's and Bundy ad than doing Conan O'Brien.
That is fair.
Becky, do you get unlimited free chippies because of the McCain thing?
I don't. There was no talk of free chips, but I buy them anyway because they're so good.
They are so good. Talk to us about your ghost. I'm mad for all this stuff.
Yeah, well, because I don't like to say I have a ghost because it makes it... people don't want to hear it. It's like 1 minute you're saying you have a ghost, next minute you're on the TV show Hoarders being like, don't take my cat shit. Like, it's. I know how it sounds to have a ghost, but for a couple of nights in a row, I was experiencing, like, my hair being pulled, which I didn't think that much about. It's been a big news year. I forgot to even kind of register that.
Yeah.
Then I heard breathing in my ear.
Wow.
And again, I'm like, I've got a cat maybe, and I'm looking around. And then on the third night, it grabbed my wrist, like quite to a point where I couldn't deny it.
Wow.
Anyway, I went into the lounge room. My boyfriend was there, and I was telling him about it. And I expected him to, like, he's quite stoic. He doesn't really go along with things for me. And he was like, "Oh God, it's been happening to me too," but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to whip it up.
I love this.
I know. And I was like, "Well, what's it been doing to you?" And he said, "Well, it's been grabbing my hair, and I've heard the breathing, and it's also been grabbing my ass."
Really?
Yeah, so now I'm like, who is this bitch? Get out of our room.
Wait, there's a horny ghost in
Yeah, there's a horny ghost in our room. I'm furious.
Do you feel like it's cracking onto you as well?
No, it feels threatening to me but sexual to him, which is interesting. I live like near Bondi, so I guess it's just some hoe who's lost her way. She can't cross over. I was like, worst ghost ever. She's just like leaving her fake eyelashes in the soap dish.
Yeah. It's fake tan on the sheets.
Hey, I know every time I see you ask, but how Conan was great, wasn't it? Wasn't it amazing?
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing.
Was he a nice guy?
So nice.
Really?
Yeah, and he's so tall and I wanted him to be my dad.
Did you ask him that?
No.
Did you ask him to be your ghost?
No.
No, I think you should.
When you're in the green room, does Conan drop by, pop in?
He does pop in, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a real class act.
Enough talk about Conan when we've got a McCain's ad. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Ask me about that. Ask me more about that.
Becky's show, So Funny, kicks off at the Victoria Hotel on Little Collins Street from tomorrow night. Do not miss her. She is a legend. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au. Thank you for getting up so early.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about my croaky voice. I'm not used to being up early.
You sound like me.
Becky Lucas, everyone, still to come. Judith Lucy, Dave O'Neill, Ursula Carlson, David O'Doherty. Hope you're enjoying this. Part 3 is available in our podcast feed.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.